Yeah, I think you can see our togetherness out there a little bit. Things are starting to come together. We're starting to gel a little bit more, starting to figure everybody out. At the same time, I think what we're doing the best right now is during adversity. Right now, we're sticking together. The team makes a run. Coming off the loss, everybody understands what we can do better, but it's not a big bomb that we lost and the season's over. So I think it was really important for these last couple of days to get in the gym, get together, and get ready to go.
In your career, you've played for a number of different teams. So what is it like when you're switching teams, just from an on-court communication perspective, learning terminology, and having that become instinctual? How long does that take?
I think every team has similar schemes or similar plays. There's different variations, and I think the biggest thing is, like you said, the terminology. But there's one thing that eliminates all confusion is communication. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, or the terminology is right, or whatever it is. If you're communicating, people are going to react, and once people react, then you can read the guy in front of you. But if you're not communicating, you see it across the league. A lot of coaches are saying, a lot of players are saying, we didn't communicate tonight. So as long as you communicate on the floor, it doesn't matter the terminology. It takes all the questioning out of the question.
Donte, is it like hard work to kind of forge that team feel and chemistry, or is it kind of just a natural that you guys are all used to doing? Like, how do you characterize just putting the work in to get to where you need to go that way?
I think there's an understanding from guys that have played on multiple teams. I think there's a lot of guys here that have been here their whole career, and they're still young and they're trying to figure out having new guys. But I think what makes it smooth and natural is you have such good guys on the team. It'd be different if we had 5, 6 bad guys and bad locker room guys. You don't have that here, so. That part is the smooth and natural part. The tough part is, trying to learn each other. It takes a period of time to get adjusted to people, no matter what the situation may be. And I think we're doing a pretty good job of being understanding of what the next person brings, but also looking at ourselves in the mirror and say, what do we need to bring to the table?
Rudy was saying after the last game that, hey, now after this loss, we know what answers to find now. Like, with our identity kind of focused now and said, okay, this is what happened. Here's how we tweak it and go forward. Does that feel like you have that a little different now, like after a loss now versus earlier in the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like kind of what I said, it's not like this big bomb that we just lost and the season's over and guys hate each other and everything that, that can be said about a team that's not the case. Like, came in, we know what we didn't do, we know what we could do better, and we lost the game. We take it on the chin, guys are upset, but the overall, moral of the story is what can we do better? Not you did this, you did that, and pointing the finger. And I think that shows our growth of coming together and understanding that it's us inside that locker room. And don't let any outside noise creep in, and stay together. And it's a long, long season. A lot of other teams are going through similar things or even worse things. So we have the understanding of, as long as we stay together and stay positive and keep picking each other up, that in the long run we'll be where we want to be.
Are you looking much at the West standings and things right now, or just like seeing where teams are, or like?
I mean, it's just because every game you don't know if last year or 2 years ago, whatever it is, like you would know top 4 teams are, But then outside of that, everything's bunched up. We win 2 or 3 in a row, we go from where I don't even know where we're at right now to top 5, and that's to understand it's a long season, so no one's really worried about it right now. Our focus and growth that we want to continue growing is staying together, fighting through adversity. Every game has been a close game, and that's what you need to develop if you want to be a playoff and contending team.
People are offering the impression that you guys practice a lot. The rhythm of the schedule, you don't get a lot of opportunities like this where you have 4 days off, times of practice. When you get a window like this in the schedule, what do you guys try to do as a team to take advantage of
I think there's three things of like, it feels almost like an all-star break where you get to recharge. One, you get to practice your sets, you get to get after each other, you get to play a little bit. You have that competition that the coaches love. Two, you get your body working, you get to recover. And then three is like, people don't talk about the mental side of things. You get to everything that we went through for a 2-week span and hearing a bunch of stuff, like now you get to come in here and just nothing's going on for a couple of days, and we get to reset. And now it's like you get to go into this next, I think, 3-4 games, and then it picks back up again. But there's an enjoyment of being able to play these 2 games and having another 3 days off to practice, and because like you said, it's not common in the NBA. And sometimes when you have so many games every other day and sometimes back-to-backs, is you get caught up in your numbers, the standings, what you're not doing right. And this week we just came in and worked, kept our body right, got our minds right, and practiced our sets.
Donte, you've been here for a couple months now. Everyone's always kind of raved about Mike Conley. I wonder just what your impression of him has been now that you've been here for a while, and maybe how he's helped you kind of be more of that playmaker this year.
Yeah, I heard so much about Mike, and then I got here and I realized how terrible of a teammate he is. Mike's, I mean, you almost, I don't mean this in a negative way, you almost can like skip over Mike just because of the fact that he's going to be the same person every day, the same player every day, where there's not really a thought or a worry in your head of like anything about Mike. You just know he's always going to be here, come ready to go. He's a pro's pro. But I think being able to play with him when he's on the floor, you see numbers and all that stuff are good and higher and everything, but him being able to teach me a little bit of like picking and choosing my spots and picking and choosing how to get guys open and common, when things kind of get out of whack, how to reset everything, get everybody under control. And there's no better, point guard to learn from because he's, he can score the ball, but he's not one of these guys in the league that's a score first point guard. He's a get everybody their shots, get everybody comfortable, and then he can score when he's needed to. So it's been, still one of my least favorite teammates on the team. But I really enjoy being here with him.
Have you ever played with somebody like Mike Conley?
He has a very similar approach to Drew Holiday. You know what you're going to get every day. Obviously different abilities, but as a person, great teammate, great person, and great player. So when you have, those qualities, it's very easy to come to work every day and look at, another guy in the backcourt where you can just, you don't have to think as much. It's just it's a settling feeling.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you, guys.